the innocent Instagram post. What if I told you that your next Instagram post could be the beginning of your worst nightmare? It sounds crazy, but for one unlucky girl, that's exactly what happened. Meet Sarah, a 19-year-old college student who's just like any of us. She loves posting selfies, sharing pictures of her food, and keeping up with her friends online. Instagram was her favorite app, and she'd spend hours scrolling through her feed every day. One Friday night, Sarah decided to post a cute selfie from her dorm room. She picked the perfect filter, added a few emojis, and hit share. No big deal, right? Wrong. That simple post was about to turn her world upside down. As Sarah's phone lit up with likes and comments, she had no idea that someone was watching. Someone who'd use that innocent picture to make her life a living hell. If only she knew what was coming, she might have thought twice about sharing her life online. Chat-tat, the nightmare begins. Hiya. At first, everything seemed normal. Sarah's posts got the usual likes and comments from her friends, but then, out of nowhere, she started getting weird messages from people she didn't know. They were asking creepy questions about her dorm room, like what floor she was on and if she lived alone. I remember Sarah telling me how freaked out she was. She thought about deleting the post, but figured it was too late. The damage was already done. She had no idea how right she was. A few days later, Sarah was walking back to her dorm when she noticed someone following her. Every time she looked back, they ducked behind a tree or building. Her heart was racing as she ran the last few steps to her dorm and slammed the door shut. That night, Sarah couldn't sleep. She kept hearing noises outside her window, like someone was out there watching her. When she finally worked up the courage to look, she saw a shadow move across the grass. She was so scared she could barely breathe. The next morning, Sarah woke up to find her Instagram flooded with comments from fake accounts. They were all saying stuff like, "I see you and you can't hide from me." Some even had pictures of her walking around campus that she didn't know were taken. Sarah was shaking as she told me what happened next. She got a direct message with a photo of herself sleeping in her dorm room. The message said, "Sweet dreams." Someone had been in her room while she was asleep. That's when Sarah realized this wasn't just online harassment anymore. This was real. This was dangerous. And it all started with one innocent Instagram post. She went to campus security, but they couldn't do much without proof. Sarah felt so helpless. Her phone kept blowing up with creepy messages, and her Instagram was totally out of control. She couldn't escape it. I remember Sarah saying, "I never thought posting a selfie could turn into this. Now I'm scared to even leave my room." Her voice was shaking. I could tell she was on the verge of tears. The terrifying aftermath. Sarah thought the nightmare would end after a few days, but man, was she wrong. It just kept getting worse and worse. I remember talking to her about a week after it all started. She looked like she hadn't slept in days. Her eyes were all red and puffy, and she kept jumping at every little noise. She told me she couldn't stop checking her phone, even though she knew it would just freak her out more. "I can't eat, I can't sleep, I'm scared to death all the time," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "Every time I close my eyes, I imagine someone watching me through my window." It wasn't just in her head, either. Weird stuff kept happening. She'd come back to her dorm and find things moved around, like someone had been in there. One time, she even found a note on her pillow that said, "Always watching." I got chills just hearing about it. Sarah tried everything to make it stop. She deleted her Instagram, changed her phone number, even moved to a different dorm. But somehow, they always found her. It was like this creep knew her every move. The worst part was, Sarah started doubting everyone around her. She didn't know who to trust anymore. Was it one of her classmates? A teacher? Some random stranger? The not knowing was driving her crazy. I remember her saying, "I feel like I'm losing my mind. Like I'm trapped in some horror movie I can't escape. She was right. It was like her whole life had turned into one big, terrifying game of cat and mouse. The cops weren't much help. They said, without solid proof, there wasn't much they could do. Sarah felt totally alone, like she was fighting some invisible enemy. This went on for months. Sarah's grades started slipping. She stopped hanging out with friends. She was too scared to go anywhere alone. That one Instagram post had basically ruined her life. Looking at Sarah now, it's hard to believe she's the same person. She's always looking over her shoulder, always on edge. It's like that carefree girl I used to know is gone forever, all because of one stupid selfie. Hashtag lessons from a social media nightmare. Sarah's nightmare is over now, but the scars it left will never fully heal. Her story is a wake-up call for all of us who post our lives online without a second thought. I can't help but wonder, could this happen to me? To you? Let's break down some lessons from Sarah's horror story. First off, be careful what you share. That cute selfie might seem harmless, but it can reveal more than you think. Location tags, backgrounds, even reflections in windows can give creeps clues about where you live or hang out. Next, lock down your privacy settings. Sarah's public profile made her an easy target. Make your accounts private and only accept friend requests from people you actually know. And for the love of all that's holy, turn off your location services. Remember, once something's online, it's there forever. Think twice before you post anything personal. Would you be okay with a stranger seeing it? If not, maybe keep it to yourself. Here's the scariest part. Even if you do everything right, you're still not 100% safe. The internet is like a dark alley. You never know who's lurking around the corner, so stay alert, trust your gut, and remember, that next post could be the one that changes everything.